Good morning, everybody. I just thought I would give you a quick live. I'm going to talk about the new right to rent regulations that are coming in for the 30th of June. So at the moment, as we know, a lot of the right to rent checks, we check their documents, we take copies and we store them. That's going to change, and that's going to change on the 30th of June. But specifically, it's going to change for residents from the EU, the EEA and Swiss nationals. So what they're going to have to do now is predominantly be the tenant's responsibility. They're going to have to go onto a new online platform which the government have introduced called View and Prove, and they're going to have to do this in 5 steps. So the first thing they're going to do is log on to the View and Prove platform and set up their account, and then they set up this portal that will then be theirs, and it will take all the information that they need and have it in one place. When they go on to do this, they're going to select a reason why they're setting up this new portal, and their reason will be to check their right to rent. There's a load of other reasons, but that's the only one that the tenant will need. Then this will create a share code. Now that's really important, because without this share code you can't carry on and check the tenant's right to rent status. So once they've got that share code, they will need to provide this share code to you or your agent with the date of birth. That's really important. They must provide their date of birth as well. The landlord or agent can then go onto the View and Prove website with the share code and check into the tenant's portal, check all their documents, which will be online there, and then the right to rent check is done. Now, this may not apply to all tenants, so we may still be looking at the old paper way of doing things, and that's predominantly for people that have got biometric, either resident cards or biometric permits. In this case, you'll still have to go back to the old methods of checking, taking copies of the document and keeping them. Now, what's really important is with this new portal, you're going to be able to see how long a tenant has got their visa or access to the UK and right to rent for. And it's going to be your responsibility as the landlord or the tenant to ensure that you are rechecking as soon as you know the expiry date is upcoming. So make sure you're in a position where you've got a note in your diary that maybe 2 or 3 months time you're going to have to recheck the documents. Because if that tenant doesn't apply for their visa, or they let it expire, they don't have a right to rent anymore and you will need to evict them. So it's really important to put a note in your diary if they have any time restraints on their immigration status. So as of the 30th of June, just to recap, right to rent regulations will be changing. It will be going to an online system called View and Prove. It will affect EU, EEA and Swiss citizens, but may not affect all tenants, especially if they have a biometric resident card or permit. Any questions, just pop them in the comments as always, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thank you very much.